Hi friends, welcome to Create Pretty Things. My name is Debbie and tonight we're going to do a cute little sign on this blank canvas with this cute ice skating transfer. Skate rentals, rent by day, rent by hour, warm blankets, hot cocoa, apple cider. It's adorable. How long has it been since you guys have gone skating, ice skating? Long time for me. If you see the live red box up at the top, that means that you're watching me live. If you don't see it, it means that you're watching the replay. Please comment hashtag replay if that's the case. I'd love it if you'd heart the video and share it. It helps me a bunch. If you want to know the link to what the products are that I'm using in this product tonight, comment SKATE, S-K-A-T-E. Now tonight we're using a canvas. And canvas tends to be rough and you really want a smooth finish to apply this to. It helps your transfer stick better, your paste to adhere better and not run. So I'm just going to use a sanding block and I'm going to sand it down just a little bit, rub it over the surface to kind of even out some of those rough spots on here. Just to help it out just a little bit, just not a whole lot, just a tad. And then I'm also going to get a paper towel and wipe off all that dust, and then we'll get started. Okay, so I'm using our transfers that are reusable between 8 and 12 times. All you have to do is take really good care of them, protect the adhesive that's on the back, and clean them properly. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and peel my transfer away from the sheet. It's called the backer sheet that it's on. And just peel it off. Save this backer sheet. One side is yellow on the newer ones and one side's white. You're just going to remember that. So remember I said they're sticky? That's so they can adhere to your surface and really seal off the areas that you don't want the paste under. But we want to reduce that stickiness a little bit. So you can apply a towel, your shirt, any piece of fabric to your transfer just a few times to lessen that sticky. Lessen that sticky just a little bit. Okay, now all I'm going to do, this is going to be a quick project, guys. We are just going to center this on my canvas and the fun will begin. Let's think about our colors. I've got some colors picked out. I've got this cadet blue, and I think I'm going to use it for ice skating and maybe skate rentals. I've got black, which I might use for down here, the warm blankets, the hot cocoa, the apple cider. Some of the words, I'm going to use the glacier. This is our color of the month, guys. Every month they introduce a new color. It's limited quantity and it's only good for as long as it lasts or the end of the month. This is this month's color. November's color is called Glacier. Isn't that beautiful? I just got that. It's a little shimmery. It's pretty, really pretty. And then I'm also going to use our Storm, and our Storm is going to be for our skates. So I'm going to make sure that my transfer does not have any bubbles on it. And let's get started. Let's get started with our Glacier. I'm just going to dip in my squeegee. It's a rubber squeegee. It has a beveled edge. And I'm going to go over, well, I don't know if this is going to be too light, guys. It might be. We might have to do something darker. Winter Park. Okay, it is pretty light. I'm just going to lift it up and kind of look at it. But I think it's going to be too light. It's there. It's there. But it's not real visible. So maybe let's use black instead. Okay, we're going to use black on Winter Park. So I'm just going to go right over what I already chalked, because this is so easy to chalk. All you have to do is dip your squeegee in the paste and then basically rub it over the design where you want the paste to go through. And then you can just kind of go over the top to even out your words and take off the excess paste, and then you're done. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and peel this up because we're going to work on some other areas, and we don't want this paste to dry in the silkscreen. If your paste dries in the silkscreen, it's not going to stay, it's not going to go to the surface below. It's going to stay with the transfer and peel up. And so I'm going to peel it up slowly and assess if I need to reapply any paste. And I did need to apply some paste. I'm getting some ink on me. So I just went over it again, lifted it up, and I'm going to dry this area. The key word for tonight is skate, S-K-A-T-E. That'll get you a link sent to your messenger with all the products I'm using tonight. Now the products in the cart link tonight do include a palette board. Now when I went to use my palette board, it was a much bigger size and it wouldn't work. So I used this canvas instead. So here's my winter park part. I do have a little bit of bleeding on the W, and I do have a little bit of extra paste there. I think I can clean that up pretty easily though. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let this fall down. Without pressing the part that I've already chalked, I'm going to go ahead and do the ice skating right here. And I'm going to do that in Cadet Blue. So I've got a larger squeegee this time. This is our small squeegee because it's a larger word. I've got a larger area to work with. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Just spread the paste on, move it down to cover all those white areas. How are you guys doing today? What's new with you? How's your work week going? It's Wednesday. So that means you're halfway through your work week if you work. Otherwise, no matter what you do, you're halfway towards the weekend. I love that. Ooh, this is going to be pretty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my, see I scraped off some excess. I'm going to put it back in the jar. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my black, and I'm going to do the Skate Rentals in black. Rent by day, rent by the hour. Just get that on there. Okay. And I think I'll go ahead and lift this right now, and we'll get that area dry. Ooh, that blue is so pretty, that Cadet. Now when you peel this up, make sure you're not letting the already chalk side go down on your transfer, because it will cause some bleeding and you'll get paste where you don't want it to go. So I'm just drying this so that I don't disturb the paste I just put down. And since we peeled it up when the paste was still wet, it did stay on our surface down below. I do see a little mist spot at the top of the S and the bottom of the E on the blue. So I'm going to lay this down gently and see if I can get that corrected right there. Whoa, got way too much there. Okay. And then we're going to continue by doing the blue with the warm blankets, the hot cocoa, and the apple cider. Get that on there. Scrape off the excess. And now all we have left to do is our storm for our skates. See how quick and easy this is, guys? As you're watching, please feel free to share this with anyone that you think would enjoy it. Anyone that loves crafting, anyone that's interested in doing this type of artwork. You can do this, like this canvas was very inexpensive, and you can do a really inexpensive craft within a few minutes that looks really great. If you put this in a frame, it is going to look awesome. So I do have a little bit of blue coming in from somewhere, which is going on my skates, and that might be good. You know how skates are kind of scuffed up, especially if you fall quite a bit or run into walls. So that'll just add to the authenticity of the skates. They won't look like brand new skates that never were used. They're gonna look great. Okay. I love the detail in the skates. It's wonderful. Okay. Whoops. Then I thought maybe, I wonder if I could put some of this shimmer glacier on top of the skating. Let's see if we could do that. Just to give it a little bit of a shine. Kind of mix it in, kind of like a hot mess kind of technique. Let's just try that. So I'm kind of, I don't care if it gets mixed in. I don't really want full coverage. But I probably should have made sure that the skating was down completely, and I didn't. So let's see what happens. So I do see a few bubbles. I just want it to look kind of icy, kind of frosty. So we'll see. We'll see how this looks. Okay. So my color got a little mixed here, so I want to make sure I don't put that squeegee back in that jar because I don't want to ruin my brand new jar of glacier. Okay, let's lift it up and let's see what we have. You guys ready? Here goes. Okay, I didn't have my transfer down all the way for the skating. So when I put on that second color, it did a little bit of bleeding, but I think I might be able to repair that. What do you guys think otherwise, other than that bleeding? Let me show you how to go ahead and clean this transfer real quick. All you're gonna do is get, this is just a dish drying mat. And you do wanna clean this right away. It makes your job a lot easier. And I'm just gonna spray it with some water, regular tap water. And I'm gonna go ahead and cap up my paste while we're waiting here. Try to protect my paste from drying out and me from making a mess. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take a paper towel and just go over the top layer. Try to get off as much of that paste that's on the top as I can. Okay, and that's just with the paper towel. Then I'm going to go ahead and wet it again. And I've got a brand new board eraser ready to go. So the board erasers are like a magic eraser sponge, and they're really great at removing the paste. So here it is. I had it in water, but I squeezed the water out. And you just rub over the transfer, the design, and get all that paste out of there. So go a couple different ways. Left, right, top, bottom. Get it out of there. And then I'm going to go ahead and rinse out my sponge. Flip over to the other side. Now the other side's not going to be as dirty, but it does have a sticky. We're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to go ahead and wipe it off. Get it out of that transfer. And then I usually go over the other side one more time. And then I'll work on drying it off. Now, if your paste is really pigmented, such as the blues, the blacks, the reds, it's gonna stain the teal part of your transfer. And that's okay. It's not a whole lot you can do to prevent that. But you do wanna make sure that it's all out of your silk screen, that your silk screen is clear, because that's where the paste goes through. And if you wanna use this 10 or 12 times, you wanna make sure that it's clean when you put it away, so it's ready to use for the next time. Now I am also drying off the backside, which is sticky. And as you wipe it, you're gonna get a little bit of the dirty water off, which is what you're hoping to do. Okay, so now it's dry. See, it's sticky has returned, and see how you can see through, even though it's stained, you can see through the silk screen. So now I'm gonna get my transfer backer. Yellow side goes down on my counter, and my sticky side is gonna go back on the white side. And I'm just gonna line it up, the edges and the corners. And I'm gonna smooth it down. It's good, it's ready to go for next time. I'm gonna store it in its little cellophane bag that it came out of. That's how I store mine. Now I did want to kind of look at this bleeding that I have here. So what I can do is get, I have little swabs somewhere, right here. I also have my board eraser, so I can get my board eraser and try to move this spot up here. And that's gonna come off very easily. Now I can get a little piece of, this one's a magic eraser sponge, but I'm gonna get just a little piece and wet it. Squeeze it out. And I can attempt to clean some of this up. Sometimes you make a bigger mess because it gets wet and it spreads. But sometimes you can get it to look pretty darn good. Yeah, this is getting kind of dirty. So I'm just gonna spray some water here. These are like a little makeup applicator thing. I'm just gonna take it and try to clean up some of this paste. And like I said, you may want to blot it as it goes, so because the paste is going to run. So get any extra water off. As you use it. It's coming off pretty good, guys. Okay. Sometimes when you try to make things better, at least for me, I end up making more of a mess. Like putting Glacier on top of the Navy, the Cadet. Sounded like a good idea. Then just a little bit right here. Okay, that did great. So just know that even though you make little mistakes, a lot of these can be cleaned up. All right, so this is what it looks like now. I think it looks a lot better. I was just kind of wondering if I should have offset the word skate, ice skate in black. Let's try that. Now remember what I said, whenever I try to make things better, I usually make things worse. Let's just try it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this transfer back down. I'm hoping it's dry. Let's try it real quick. You know what? I'm not going to offset it because it'll be black on top, and I really want the blue to be on top. So what I was thinking was try to make an outline on the edge of this, but it would be black all over with the offset being blue behind it. So this is our project. I have a frame somewhere. I'll put it in a frame and we'll display it, and you can see whether you like it or not and what you would do different, but here it is tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to shoot me a message if you have any questions about chalk, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.